Warning, the following is a long list of warnings. If warnings offend you, do not watch this show. Warning, this show contains adult themes. If you are not an adult, do not watch this show. Warning, this show contains a lot of offensive language and may contain graphic content. If you're a Karen, do not watch this show. Warning, this show may contain shabby impersonations of celebrities. If you are a celebrity, represent one, or think this is unfair, do not watch this show. Warning, this show contains what could be seen as controversial and subversive ideas and opinions. If you can't handle differing opinions, do not watch this show. Warning, this show actively shows the consumption of tobacco, cannabis and alcohol. If this offends you, do not watch this show. Warning, this show may discuss topics including, but not limited to, those in the realm of politics and conspiracy theories in a politically incorrect format. If these topics offend you or make you uneasy, please do not watch this show. Warning, the producers of this show will do almost anything for a laugh. If comedy or extreme comedic premises offend you, please do not watch this show. The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the producers, affiliates, ISPs, streaming platforms, advertisers, partners or alike.
Coming to you from an undisclosed location inside the beautiful land of the Blackfoot Confederacy and Treaty 7 territory, Big Nate Productions presents Getting Laid with Nate.
Yo, everybody. Happy Friday night. We got a fucking heavy show tonight, but before we get heavy, we got a new sponsor. Check this out. I'm going to see if the GoPro's working. No, it's not working. I didn't turn it. Oh, I didn't plug it in. That's why. Anyways, we got a new sponsor here. Rain and Beer, New Level Brewing. Check it out. Their logo's green, so it's green screening. It's funny how it's picking up the yellow like that. So I was going to pour myself one of these. They sent me that and these nifty glasses. It's a chilled glass, again, because of green screening, the magic. So I'm going to try and figure this out here. I'm going to do it with brute force. I think I can... No, it's not working. Okay. Knives it is. Oh, fuck. I grabbed the knife that isn't. Oh, man. Damn it. Oh. Isn't this the most riveting television you've ever seen? Ah. Guys, somebody help. Just kidding. I decided we'd do this instead of calling Tom Green. This is my bit. God damn it. Ah. Anywho. New Level Brewing, thanks a lot. Rain and Beer. I was going to ask the chat, Nancy, what was the type of beer in the growler, if you remember? Language? Come on. Language? All right. Terrible bit. Anyways, cheers, everybody. Cheers to New Level. Cheers to all you. There's lots of you in the chat. Thanks a lot. For some reason, there's a priest. I don't get that. But yeah, I should have dry ran that. I just went and grabbed a knife and it has no blade in it. So maybe I'll figure that out. Anyways, they're not all zingers, folks. I wanna thank everybody again for being here. Some fucked up shit happened in Red Deer last weekend, where we some of our friends went out to protest and were met by some pretty dipshitty people. So my friend Taylor McNally is involved in all that. So she took some time to sit down with me and talk about all this stuff. And so check it out. Thanks, everybody. Hi, everybody. I'm here today with Taylor McNally. How are you doing?
I am doing all right. I got cigarettes and wine here. I'm with you. This is a good moment.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad you've gotten something to relax a little bit over the last little while. Holy shit.
Yeah. It's been wild out here for sure.
I wanna start off by thanking you for going at these people, because this is bullshit and it needs to fucking change, right?
Yeah.
So we should explain what's been going on. Did you start Rural Alberta Against Racism?
Yes. Yeah. So I'm the co-founder with that. A friend of mine that I know from Cremona, Alberta, when I lived there, kind of helped me start it, but I've been running it since the beginning. And so that was, about 5 months ago now that it's happened. And we've been traveling throughout Alberta to rural communities and small cities and having discussions about racism and how to be anti-racist and systemic racism. And it's been a fucking journey.
Yeah, no doubt. I was able to make it out to the Drumheller one. It was
Which you saw was very peaceful.
Yeah.
Right?
It was extremely peaceful.
It didn't burn shit down.
No, fuck. And yeah, the speakers were really well spoken, including yourself, and
thank you.
Definitely made me. I like to think I'm so progressive and stuff, but it really made me think about a lot of things. So, again, thanks for putting all that together. Unfortunately, this Sunday in Red Deer, the Confederates showed up. I thought they lost the first Civil War.
Yeah, we keep telling them that, but they don't want to believe it. So.
Yeah, and this isn't America either. Fuck.
Nah, we're in Canada, boys.
So what happened there? Like, you guys, it didn't even get off the ground, right? Like, you guys showed up to do. Can you kind of give a quick synopsis of what happened there?
Yeah. I mean, quick, I guess, with just the day. I mean, this is something that's been ongoing for months, and we've been dealing with these people for months. And we knew that they were coming to crash this event. They were putting out threats online for days before, if not weeks before. These are events that we have planned far in advance. And so we basically got there, and, I was sitting in the car when JF got out, and you could hear, this is a big park that we were in, and you can hear their fucking truck horns coming down the street and them yelling. And then they just come out like ready to fight. It's fucking hilarious though, because the first person they hit was an Indigenous man because they thought he was with us, but then it's actually he was with them, and it's great because we have that on video.
Jeez.
So
talk about the snake eating its own tail. Wow.
Yeah, they came out swinging. So, and I mean, we were there for about an hour. My boyfriend was one of the people, JF. He got hit by one of these guys. He was serving a restraining order to somebody else on my behalf, and he got hit in the side of the head. And then it just escalated from there. There were RCMP present. They didn't fucking do anything. These people were yelling. They were being violent. They were doing all this shit, and RCMP did fucking nothing. So, as one of the leaders there, I'm trying to quietly get my crew to get them to the safe point. Like, okay, we need to go meet here right now, but we have to get all of us out first, and then have our last, our security leads and the RCMP evacuate the area afterwards. Because if we go with everybody else, or if they see us leaving, they tend to follow us out of town, or they follow us home, or follow us wherever the fuck we're going. they did follow us to our first safe point, so we had to leave there as well. It was just a fucking disaster.
Yeah, I heard part of the reason I wanted to have you on was because these fucking guys have like video, like in your face cameras and go home Antifa, and like, can you dispel the myth that you're not part of Antifa? Yeah, I mean, we're all anti-fascists, obviously.
Exactly. And the thing is, like, you know, Antifa is not, it's not a thing. Like, I think it's funny that everybody on that side, on the right side, needs to feel like there's a leader of some sort, because for the most part, white people have had that one leader to lead them through shit and people just follow. Whereas, you know, Black and Indigenous people especially, we've been tribes. We've had to work together. We're a team. We're a community. Like, there's no one person leading shit. We do this together.
Yeah.
And when it comes to Antifa, there's organizations that have adopted that name and have taken it on, but there's no official fucking Antifa out here. It's anti-fascist. I'm not Queen Bee Antifa,
Right.
which they are putting out here like that, and I think it's fucking hilarious.
That is.
But it's just literally Albertans watching too much Fox News at this point. They literally think we are in America, and I think with this happening on Sunday, it's going to. I don't know. Canada, all of Canada is watching what's going to happen with this. All of Canada thinks Alberta was already a joke before, but now so even more.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, 3%ers or whatever the fuck you are.
Man, it wasn't. It was literally it's yellow vests, it's soldiers of Odin. Like the RCMP allowed hate groups there, and they kept saying, "We're keeping the peace. We're keeping the peace." And then we'd see another Soldiers of Odin member walk by, and it's like, dude, this is literally a white supremacist hate group member that you're allowing into our space. So I don't like there was all kinds of different groups there together, working together.
Right. So the guy that punched JF, he didn't get charged.
He will be getting charged now. Yeah, we filed that.
But
2
not at the
days
time.
ago.
Like, they didn't arrest him and put him
They
in the...
didn't do shit.
Like
they
they
did
should've.
fucking nothing. The only people that got arrested that day was one of our security members for trying to break up a fight, who is this... I don't even know how to explain him. He was very scared to be there. He's not somebody who is agitating anybody. He was trying to get in between two people. And the police arrested him. And then, of course, me almost getting arrested. And they just, like, I feel like at that point, if you're arresting one of us, you better fucking be taking all of these people out.
So, we can cut this out if you're not comfortable.
Are we talking about my incident?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Do you want to?
Yeah, I'm totally fine. I mean, I spoke with RCMP today because they're investigating it. Of course, you know, when I speak with them, it for the most part sounds like they are doing an investigation because they have to. You know, it's out there, it's viral, and with everything else going on, they have to investigate everything. But so the guy that I'm seeing throwing his camera at him, he organizes a lot of the anti-mask and yellow vest rallies throughout Alberta. So we've been dealing with him for a while, and the last time we had seen him, they had organized a convoy from Calgary to go crash the press conference in Ponoka that we were doing after one of our friends got hit by a truck in Ponoka while they were peacefully protesting. So they came out there and did that, and you know, I took his phone and I took his camera and I threw his camera at him, and his camera hit his arm. And when you watch this video, it looks like some fucking hardcore William Shatner shit that he just throws himself to the ground.
Oh yeah, he's a soccer player.
It's pathetic. And even on his video, you know, because he's live videoing at that time, it's on his Facebook, and he's saying, you know, that it hit his arm. Meanwhile, they're trying to say it hit him in the face, and it's like that did not happen. But
well, I love they were regaling him as some
old
elder, an elder.
No.
You know, you're like, what? This isn't the Jehovah's
asshole.
Witnesses here.
No,
like, come on.
This fucking asshole was posting nooses to his Facebook timeline like a week before. Like, this guy's not innocent. He's an asshole. And I have zero respect for that man. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. I think it will be funny if RCMP try to act on that in the midst of everything else, especially when the RCMP are going to be under investigation as well. We are working with civil rights lawyers because how that was handled, they breached all kinds of laws and bylaws by not stepping in that day. So this is going to spark a lot of shit.
Yeah, well, as it should. Did you see the speech from the Minister of Justice? What was it, yesterday?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I saw that.
It looks, he's mad.
Nah, he ain't mad. That's
no, you don't think so?
That is fucking Kenny's token black dude. That's why they let him in at this point.
The way he was talking, he was like, we're going to investigate him, but we're not allowed to tell them to go arrest somebody or something.
We do not like this man whatsoever. I mean, he straight up said he doesn't believe in systemic racism. He didn't want to acknowledge, he refused for the longest time to even use the word racism and acknowledge that that's a thing, that it exists. And it's still very much taking the side of the police and people saying, we don't know what happened. There's literally, we have our own photographers, our own videographers from both sides. There was a good 40 people there that were streaming it live to Facebook. We've sent in all kinds of things. Like, it's not hard to see what took place there and why it's wrong. So, his statement was bullshit. And Kenny's statement afterwards, basically copy and pasting what fucking Nadu said, is just like, nah.
Fair
enough.
No,
thank you.
So when speaking of police not policing, was it Calgary where they used their bikes and like made a little perimeter around the
Proud Boys?
The Proud.
Yeah, that was then. Yeah,
who's selling these guys polos, man? Holy
it's
shit.
so bad. And who's cutting their hair? Their grandma is fired. It's so bad. But and the sad thing is I found out afterwards that, because as we were marching there, we got word that there were counter protesters at City Hall already. So we're like, fucking great. Like, we were already having an off day because CTV had hired a member of Soldiers of Odin to be their security guard that day.
Oh my!
We were dealing with that. Yeah. So we're dealing with that. And we get word of this. We're like, fucking great. We're expecting a bunch of people there. And we get there and they were already there. And later on Twitter, someone had posted photos of them being there like half an hour prior. The police are standing there talking with them. Like, they could have easily said, yo, we know what you're about. We know you're not here to support this event. You're going to have to leave, because City Hall is a space, after throwing events there, is that they do provide police if you wish for the area, especially given the event it is. And that when you get that permit, it does allow you to ask people to leave who are not welcome there. And instead they made a barricade with their bikes around them and faced us instead of, maybe making a barricade around us and facing the Proud Boys. It was fucking pathetic.
Yeah, that is. And I mean, doesn't this really get to the core of like all these fucking problems? Like, if the police would treat everybody equally, that would do. I mean, like, I understand the systematic racism, like everything's stacked against you no matter what.
I feel like the police is honestly just a small issue of it. It's basically just the money we fucking need from them. Like, the Calgary police got $450,000. Their budget for this year is $450 million, and this is what we're fucking paying them for. I'm paying you for my tax dollars are going to protect the Proud Boys here today. No, I want my fucking money back. Like, this is not. And then, and the core of everything really is, mental health services and poverty. That is those are the two main issues that we just need the money to go into there and somehow allow police just the opportunity to just take those violent crimes, that's what they're fucking there for. And if that doesn't work, then I'm okay with abolishing them. I mean, they were created for one reason and they're still fucking doing it. So
right. I mean, they could be abolished and redone. Like, why don't we abolish them and then import a bunch of Swedes? That's my idea, because they never shoot anybody.
I'll sign that. And we can get there. Like, it doesn't matter what we do. It's going to be a really long road. Even defunding the police and how that's going to look like is going to be a really long road, and there's going to be a lot of crazy shit that happens in between before it gets better, but we have to at least make those changes and try and see other options, because whatever's going on right now is not working.
Oh, fuck, 100%. So we should maybe try and explain that some more in case, I don't know, there's fucking boomers watching or something, but like, can you, and I'm sure you're so fucking sick of saying this shit over and over, but I'll try to say some of it and just correct me when I'm wrong.
Okay.
So the whole idea with defund the police is, like you were saying, moving the money to like public services such as mental health issues, like not necessarily like totally getting rid of the police and having a lawless society. Exactly. That's not what you're advocating for. Mm-hmm. You're advocating that the money be used. Like I always wondered, like when I was growing up, they used to have mental institutions, and it's like they shut them all down.
And mental institutions aren't necessarily the answer either, because
no
it's
doubt they did some fucked up shit there. I'm not saying they should be bad,
and instead of trying to help somebody get to that point and get to the root of the problem, they just throw you in a fucking mental institution. And you could have had like ADHD, but they don't know what the fuck it is. So they're like, you crazy, we're just going to put you in here. Sure.
So, but that, I guess it is that simple then, that when we're talking about defunding the police, it's allocating resources to better society as a whole, not just pump it into cops more. Yeah,
I like to I like to share, when it comes to Indigenous people and their experience and how we view them, and it's not until recently that a lot of people just found out residential schools just closed in 1996.
I know.
I'm not going to lie. I didn't know about that until this year. I didn't fucking know. And a lot of people are just like, wow. So we think of all of these people who have been in there for years and then one day just allowed out. And within those places, they were raped, they were abused, and as children, as babies, people were taken from their families.
Like their haircut, they're not allowed to speak their own language.
No, they get tattooed shit. Like it's the fucking Holocaust. Like it's and then they're allowed out one day, but they don't have any resources on how to go work through that trauma. So they're just thrown out and then, put into, it's basically segregation. They're thrown onto reserves so that they can try and keep some sort of their rights. Otherwise, once you leave the reserve, you can't do shit and you're just thrown in jail anyway. So, these people have all of this trauma, and then they're having families of their own, and they don't know how to love. They don't know how to communicate. They have all of this trauma that they're passing on to other generations. And one, that's within its own mental health problems. And then we're taught to look at Indigenous people as, drunk pieces of shit who are homeless on the street, not realizing why they're there, how they got there, and why the government continues to make us think that way so that they can keep taking their land to build fucking pipelines, or refuse to give them clean water, or, keep taking away their rights. There's, the situation with them trying to take over their treaty rights and fishing, for fuck's sakes. We have commercial fishermen coming in there, wiping the entire place. And now suddenly they're breaking treaty that these Indigenous people are unable to fish. Like, it's just, and nobody gives a shit because we look at them like they're just, they get tons of money from the government anyway. They're just drunk natives, because that's how we view it. So we don't give a shit about them. We don't want to fight for them,
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things we need to change and think about and have radical fucking empathy for people.
Absolutely. I've always, I've been lucky enough to work out in Siksika a bunch of times. And I'm tight with a bunch of guys out there. And so because of that, knew about the residential schools and stuff. But what I didn't know until I worked doing sound at one of their powwows, and they were like, "Oh yeah, on Sunday you got to be here at like 8 a.m." And I'm like, "What? Why?" And they're like, "Oh, church." And I'm like, "What?" That made no sense to me. I was like, "They're fucking Catholic? What?" Like
they still celebrate there, hey?
Sorry?
They still, should I say celebrate? I think that's not the fucking word.
Yeah, what would the right word? They still,
Definitely not celebrating.
Worship or something they still
The
follow.
worship.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I guess so. And I mean, so it's almost like they got
Okay, but did
fucking.
you show up or was that a joke? Did you
No,
show
no,
up there?
no. Like
Yeah.
they go to like the older ones and stuff. They all go to church and they're all Catholics. That's so that makes it even like when I realized I was like, holy fuck, these guys got it from the Catholic Church and the cops. Like fuck, because that seems to be a big part of the residential schools is they're all full of psycho nuns and like it's like another fucking I don't know, like another Inquisition almost. It's fucking crazy.
And I mean, that's why our police were created in the first place to, start taking them away from their families and controlling them and, keep watch on runaway slaves. And then we just thought that police would just work out for all of us after, like, no, they're still working this way.
Yeah. So I kind of wanted as well for the boomers. I don't know why I'm.
Oh dear. Okay.
I don't know why I'm marketing to the boomers here.
Right,
but.
because I don't think that's I think because we know they're going to be watching this anyway. Not that they're going to fucking listen to these words, but
right. And then I want to talk about an event you have coming up, but so we need to explain BLM to people. Like, there's still these motherfuckers out there saying all lives matter and blue lives matter. And I feel like they don't realize that if Black lives matter, or if Black lives don't matter, that nobody's fucking life matters.
Nobody.
Like, if they can do this shit to anybody, they can do it to you. Like,
absolutely.
This is the one. I think everybody's missing that point.
The sad thing is, though, when this first went down months ago, I had all the patience in the world to explain this, and people who want to listen and understand would, and you could have conversations with them. At this point, people who still want to say all lives matter and refuse to say Black lives matter, it's not because they don't understand. It's because they're fucking racist pieces of shit and they don't want to understand.
Yeah.
I've done enough work. I've done enough talks. I've dealt with enough people to understand that it's just a waste of time. Because the information is out there. Enough of us have told them, and it's just there's no use in it. The one thing, though, and I mean, this is another thing that it's very easy to understand too, is the difference between just Black Lives Matter as a statement and a movement compared to Black Lives Matter, the organization, because there is the organization that started 5 years ago, and people are very quick to like find one Black person that says something that's like, oh, see, they're racist. And then suddenly that one Black person speaks for all of us. It's like, I don't look at Trump and be like, Trump speaks for all white people now. Like, fucking ridiculous.
Thank you.
Even working within the team and crew I work with, I work with many organizations. I do work with BLM, YYC. I work with organizations, Black Folds Against Racism, Black and Indigenous Alliance, Red Deer Against Racism. We all work together, and there's always times where we don't always agree on things, and we have conversations to try and figure that out. We're human. We don't always agree on everything, So there are things within the organization that I don't agree with either, and that's fine. At the end of the day, it's the same goal that Black Lives Matter, and we need to raise our voices and find equality and equity for our people. So,
No, it's fucking crazy, man. I can't believe this has to happen.
I can't believe this even has to be said. Sometimes I'm trying to explain things, and it's like I'm talking to a fucking 5-year-old, and it's like, why do I need to? I'm sick of explaining white privilege to people. Again, if you don't understand what white privilege is, it's not because you don't get it. It's because you don't fucking want to get it.
Yeah. I was able to turn somebody around, explaining, I got arrested by the cops once and they arrested me right away. They were scared of me.
Well, you're a big guy.
Yeah. I felt, but if I would have been Black, fuck. That would have been a whole different. I just know it would have been.
Yeah.
But I you got a guy with a gun there. Fuck, man.
It's scary shit. And
Fuck.
that's the thing, too. When you have police officers showing up to mental health checks, so somebody's having an episode and some dude walks in with his gun out already, that's kind of going to get your anxiety going. You're probably going to act in a way you wouldn't normally act. And that's an issue. That's where a lot of people are dying.
Yeah.
And even in Canada, this isn't a U.S. problem. Fuck, I'm not happy Sunday happened, but there's a part of me that's happy because now you can see, like, we may not be the States, but we still have these problems here. We still have these people here. This is still, doesn't just stop at the border. It's still a fucking issue. So yeah, there's a lot of police brutality in Canada as well.
So I wanted to talk a little bit. You're from Cremona, right?
Yeah, I was born in Saskatoon, but I moved to Cremona when I was young, and I lived in Cremona and I lived in Didsbury, so I know the small town experience.
Right. So if anybody is trying to put together, like, well, why would she go out to these places and bring this to them? Well, you fucking grew up there. It's because you're a product of that.
Yeah,
right?
Even the Red Deer thing, they're like, oh, all these people came from all over. I mean, half the people there were from Red Deer. The person organizing the event is from Red Deer. The main speaker is from a small town just outside of Red Deer. Like, we're from these communities. It's like when somebody asks me, where are you from? And I'm like, well, I was born in Saskatchewan. They're like, no. Where are you from? Like, it's so hard for people to think that, yo, I'm Canadian. I was born here. I'm Albertan. Like, I'm so sorry to shock you. Like, yeah, I'm from here. I belong here. So, and I'm going to come here.
Okay. So just to try to dispel one last myth I think I have here. Okay. Fucking idiots make up in their heads.
Okay.
Are you radical Marxists? Do you want to see the end of the United States government?
I mean, I don't even know how to answer that. I don't even know. I'm just, what the world has what North America has turned into is a fucking shit show. Obviously we need leadership and we need government. But like, the whole system just needs to change. And that's the problem that, the Black Lives Matter movement brings up, is that you literally have to change everything, yeah. And it's going to take hundreds of years. This isn't going to happen next year or 3 years. And it will definitely depend on leadership. What's happening in the States is because Trump is in power. What's happening in Alberta is because we have fucking Jason Kenney. But at the same time, i.e. weak
leadership, I think.
Weak leadership, and at the same time, things have been put in place for so long that even if we get somebody better in, they still have a huge mess to clean up, and they still have to go about things in a certain way, even if they don't want to do something. So it's just going to be a really long process, and I want to see some things fall, but I definitely want to see some great things put back in place. Sure. So all of us can just live happily ever after. God damn it.
Yeah. Just everybody leave everybody the fuck alone and stop shooting dudes in the back. That could be a first good thing to do. Fuck.
Yeah.
Drives me crazy.
I tried to talk with these. At first I tried to talk with these yellow vest people too, because, outside from all of the crazy thinking, it's like, fuck, man, we all want the same thing. We all want a better government and a better way of life for our families. Okay. Mm-hmm. So if we can come together somehow and figure out how to do that, we could make some serious fucking changes. I mean, at this point, I don't know if that's possible. They're all like, we just wanted to come to talk. No, you didn't. You didn't. And they haven't wanted to. So, I don't know. It's a fucking mess.
No, I see what you mean, though. Like, it seems like that there could be a lot of things that are agreed upon, like as far as views of both sides.
Yes.
But the refusal to even consider this part of the argument is a big problem.
Yeah, and when you're so deep in things, it's really hard for people to say sorry or admit they were wrong. Guilty. I've had so many times I've had trouble being like, fuck, you know what? I was wrong. I'm going to take that back. That's just, we're human. That's kind of how we are. So when you're so deep in something and you've been screaming all lives matter and Antifa for the last fucking 6 months, it's going to be really hard to get them out of that because, you know, their friends are probably going to disown them and then they're going to have to become part of us. Then they'll be a traitor. Like, it's just, so even if people, you know, my partner with RAAR has actually worked for many years deprogramming neo-Nazis. She has gotten Klansmen out of that. And
Wow.
and it's a really long process to do. And a lot of the times these people don't want to be in these hate groups anymore, but they've found them at a young age, and usually because they have their own trauma too. You know, a lot of these guys have sexual abuse trauma or physical abuse trauma as children, and they have nobody, and they find this group of men willing to accept them. All they got to do is shave their fucking head and put on a pair of boots. Yeah. And when you've been with them for so long and you have nobody else outside of that, so when you leave, there's nothing for you. You know, again, there's no resources for you. There's no family. There's no friends. Everyone's disowned you. So you just kind of stay there. So it's. I've
definitely seen that firsthand. These guys, they run away from home when they're 16 because of whatever. They hate their fucking parents, and then they get in with these guys that they see eye to eye with.
They're their brothers.
And they replace
brotherhood.
They replace the family unit with this insane gang.
Yeah.
And exactly. I think that's a lot of, I mean, I've always had a theory that, especially like the boomer, basically since World War II, there's been, I don't know if it's on purpose or by accident, but there's been a big destruction of the family unit. And that's like a big fucking problem. Like, that's what they did with residential schools. You know, the wars that went on, like Vietnam and all this shit.
They did it with
fucking
the war
destroyed families, man.
Yeah.
And the war on drugs.
Yeah.
The war on drugs has taken away more fucking fathers and put them in a fucking cage than, you know, any other war.
Yeah. It's
so,
insane.
like, we need to get back. I'm not saying this in, like, a religious context. Like, whatever. If people need to be religious, fine. But
we all need Jesus.
Yeah, just something. Every fucking, goddamn, go hang out with your grandpa or something. I don't know. Fuck. Well, thanks for laughing and discussing this stuff.
Absolutely.
Not trying to make light of it, of course, but can you explain the event this Sunday, right?
Yeah, we have it on Sunday. This was supposed to take place in Princess Island Park, but of course, these people are still threatening to come crash it. So we're like, you know what? Fuck it. I just want a chill event where people can actually hear our message. So it's going to be online. And there is me speaking. There's my partner, Miss K, who is just, I feel like everyone needs to listen to this woman speak at least once. She she reads something and she just remembers it. She is so smart, so knowledgeable.
She was in Drumheller, right?
She was not in Drumheller.
Oh, she
actually,
wasn't. Okay.
Because, you know, my partner actually ran away. She had to leave because she was dealing with some Klansmen and shit got crazy. And she's a fucking school teacher, everybody. Okay. So like, so there's Miss K, she'll be speaking. And then we have Gitz, who's speaking, who's an Indigenous man who is also just super knowledgeable. I love listening to him speak. It's going to be, I feel like I shouldn't even be speaking in there, but I will be. And hopefully I match to what they're doing. But so yeah, that's Sunday. It starts at 3. I think it's supposed to go 3 to 5, but you know, some of us like to talk a lot, so it might go a little bit longer.
Sure. And it's like basically like a giant online Zoom call or something, right?
Yeah. So you have to register by event link. We tried to make it free, and then if you wanted to donate, you could, but we couldn't figure out how to do that, apparently. So even if you donate just $1, it will allow you to get a ticket. Otherwise, people who just absolutely cannot afford it, we will definitely just send the Zoom link to you. Of course, we've been doing this work for the last 5 months and we're not getting paid for it. It's not about the money. People like to think we're getting paid to protest. I'm still waiting for my fucking check.
Yeah, that was okay.
Yeah, so
there's no Soros money, is what you're.
There's no Soros money. No, like there's fucking nothing, man. We've been doing this and a lot of people have been great and leaving donations. I have a GoFundMe now for RAAR. Just to help with fucking hand sanitizer and gas for everybody and water for everybody. If we need a sound system, all those sorts of things.
Sure.
Yes, but if you absolutely cannot afford, we have no problem sending the Zoom link. It's not about the money. It's just about the message and having people listen and interact, and we can take questions, and it can be very interactive.
Yeah, and folks, I implore you, go and check this out, because what is being said here is super important. And I didn't get to hear Miss K, but the presentations I did hear in Drumheller were definitely moving, and you guys are really good at explaining this stuff and not coming off like assholes or like it's well presented. So
good.
I'll put links in the description for where people can donate, and check out Rural Alberta Against Racism.
Yeah, we're on Facebook and Instagram.
And send George Soros an email and tell him to pay you guys, because God damn it,
real, man, we hungry. Shit,
he's got to owe you a couple million. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So thank you so much for doing this, and
cheers.
It's been good.
Fuck racists. Fuck Nazis. Peace.
Bye.
Wasn't that awesome? Thanks so much to Taylor for taking the time out there. And go to that, get into that Zoom link, and go to the Eventbrite link there. Been posting it, and check that out on Sunday. I think a lot of people would benefit greatly from seeing it. Okay. Not to switch gears so quickly, but I'm going to try what I did before again. Oh, you're welcome, Taylor. Fuck, thank you so much. I think I got my other camera working. Let's try it again. Yes. Okay. So here's the What Nate's Drinking cam. We got the New Level Brewing. They sent me the glasses. We got the Berserker Blonde Ale. I'm gonna pour one here. I'm gonna try and not smash all this glass at the same time while I. Oh yeah! Look at that. I should just have a show pouring drinks like that AMSR shit, or ASMR, whatever Mark's into there. Look at that. All right, so. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, New Level. Next. Oh, by the way, Taylor for Prime Minister. At least Premier. She could take fucking Kenny out in the morning. Clear house. That's my opinion. She'd have my vote. All right. I sat down with Chris Hewitt this week, too, yesterday. And it was awesome. He's my boss at Dickens. He owns Dickens. This reminds me of those old Mad commercials. Nice. Chris at Dickens. Man, I can't believe Dickens is still here. I can't believe Chris has been able to weather the storm. And he sat down with me. He's got some rad news here. We got live music coming back to Dickens Pub. So here's the skinny. Hi, everybody. I'm here today with Chris Hewitt of Dickens Pub. How's it going?
Not bad. How are you doing?
Good. So we have some awesome news here. I wanted to tell everybody. It seems that live music is coming back to Dickens Pub.
That is absolutely true. Starting in October, On Saturdays, we're going to start doing live bands again. There's going to be 2 sittings a night is the plan. It'll be an early show and a late show. And we're sort of trying to open it up to all different kinds of bands like we used to do before. There's a lot of bands that haven't played in 6 months now, so I think everybody's pretty ready to do something fun again for a change and see some of that happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Two shows a night. That'll be better, right? Is the idea to do the same show twice, or?
It doesn't have to be. We've got a few different options there, and some people have asked about that. It doesn't have to be the same lineup both times. Some bands are able to draw better than others. That's just the way it is, and some feel confident that they could do 2. Some have suggested doing an acoustic performance first and then doing a full electric one later, and other times we may just do 2 completely different things. I suspect it will mostly be 2 completely different shows.
Yeah, fair enough. How's it been trying to weather this storm? I mean, everybody knows that Calgary's real estate, rentals are through the roof and stuff. How have you been able to pull it off at like almost no capacity?
Well, our landlord's been very understanding, so we've been pretty lucky there. He does seem to really want us there, and I think he knows, and we've been there for over, how long has it been now? 12 years? Over 12 years now. Sure. So I think he knows we're a good bet, and I think, the better bet right now is to try to stick with who you know, rather than trying to get somebody new in. I mean, it's not an easy decision for anybody. It's not easy for him. It's not easy for me, so I understand the plight that he's in, but he seems to feel the same way. And I think he knows that if we can just get through this period, it might be a long period, mind you, but as long as we can get through this period, that we will come out the other side and everything will be back to normal, and he'll just have a regular good tenant again,
Yeah, that's super lucky that he's been understanding.
I know that. But you have to weigh the benefits against the other side of things, because you just don't really know. A space could sit vacant for another 2 years. Anywhere right now. Nobody's trying to buy a new bar and get that going right now. It's crazy, because there's for obvious reasons. I don't even need to explain it. So
yeah.
If for whatever reason he was to decide that we weren't a good bet anymore, it might be sitting there till 2024 with nobody in it. Who knows? So it's better to just go with what I think.
Yeah, especially in that downtown area. You're on the edge of downtown there.
We're on the edge of downtown. There's not really any natural foot traffic. It's not like it's a beautiful new building or anything. There's no patio. I mean, there's so many reasons that Dickens would be, like, that space would be very hard for a lot of other people to run, I think. But because we've established such a niche on so many levels with our island of misfit toys, as we happily call it all the time, that works for us, and I just wouldn't work for a lot of other places. So it's a good spot for us.
Yeah, cool. So you've been open for a bit though, with without live performances. But when did you open again officially?
So it was the first weekend of September. We opened for Pride, and we did a bunch of Pride, a ton of Pride events actually. For that first weekend, I think we had 12 separate events we had over 4 days, as organized by some of our top community people, Carla Marks and James Dean. Shout out to them. And they put on a ton of really great things for us that covered a lot of different angles, ranging from, drag shows to, a great comedy show to a hilarious trivia event that we had, and many other things in between. And it was a good reintroduction. That community tends to really support us, and we really felt it. There was a lot of happiness of people being back in the room, a few tears. It's a bit overwhelming for people. It was a lot of feelings going on. But then after that, going forward, the challenge is for us to develop our own programming all the time. And we now have a fairly regular plan for Thursdays and Fridays of rotating trivia and drag things, and my Hang the DJ and a couple of spin-off nights that I do that I've been streaming for the last few months. But we're doing that sort of semi-live now as well, with people that buy tables, but they have to, stay seated. But at least they're still in the environment. And a lot of them have still been tuning into the Twitch stream anyway, so they're chatting, but they're now chatting from table to table. So it's kind of funny to see that happen, that there's been some banter between table 5 and table 10, challenging each other to whatever, and that kind of thing has been pretty funny. So I'm hoping that will carry on forward as well. It'll be bi-weekly. And then of course this new announcement, which is why I'm here right now, just to talk about live Saturdays. So
yeah, is Go-Go Battles going again yet?
It is, yeah. I forgot you saw it before, didn't you?
Well, that was the last gig I did there.
Yeah. Go Battle. They just did a rehearsal the other day. They're doing their first one again right at the beginning of October. Well, I mean, like everything, there, some things are going to be a little different than they were before. So, everything is going to be seated all the time. So you can't be moving around. You can't be, mingling with other people and moving table to table, that sort of thing. And I think that we've had to change the table format and everything for them, because people used to be sort of crowded around the mats before, whereas they'll have to be a bit spaced out from that now. But they've got some really good plans in place, some hilarious storylines written, I believe, mostly surrounding the Go-Go apocalypse, and we're looking forward to it. It's like, for those of you who have never even heard of it, Go-Go Battles is a sort of feminist comedy wrestling thing, although very heavy on the comedy, I would have to say. It's hilarious and really, really well done.
And so much fun, man. Because it was right when all that Corona stuff was coming down, and they had that ball. I remember they were in those Corona-looking balls. And it's a good time.
There's some great moments there, and I saw a little bit of what they're rehearsing, and it looks like it's going to be extremely fun again. So yeah,
nice. So I wanted to ask you about the Twitch streaming, because that's where this show mainly goes out. We restream to a few different places, but
I actually did this on Twitch. Okay.
Yeah. So how do you like that, and how's the response been? I mean, I sort of wish one thing is I wish I'd started doing it a little bit sooner. I waited a bit longer than I should have, probably, because I think I was nervous about it, because I just didn't know anything about it. I mean, so many people have had to learn Twitch for the first time, and streaming and all this stuff, and webcams altogether. I just didn't know anything about it. So I was a bit reluctant, because I thought, how much are people really going to care about me just going up there and just playing a bunch of music? I mean, it doesn't just, press play on Spotify, but it's not the same experience at all, which I very rapidly came to know. We announced the first Hang the DJ one for, I think it was the last weekend of April. And we just did it. It was, the word got out there. It really caught on fire. I was kind of panicking a bit, because it got on fire a bit more than I expected it to, and I didn't really know for sure what I was doing. And we got in there and set everything up for that first one, and suddenly realized that the computer that I brought in wasn't working, and Amber had to drive all the way home to get my home computer to bring it in there, and everybody was waiting, and it was disastrous. So when we finally got it set up, you could only see like one quarter, about this much of the image is all you could see of me, and the rest of it was all sort of blurred out, and we never got it fixed the whole time. But the audio was perfect. So that was good enough. It was ridiculous, but we had so many people watching for that first one. I mean, I think it was about 150-ish people. It was quite a lot. It was a lot more than I expected. It was 150-ish people, I think, for the first one. It was really good. And then we'd announced we were going to do those Terminus streams as well, which we ran for a few weeks. Actually, we ran them for seven or 8 weeks after that, and those were averaging close to 300 people at a time. And I was still DJing weekly after that. So for people that don't know, Terminus is an electronic festival that you put on.
Yeah. And it's like a dark electronic, industrial, EBM, synth pop kind of festival that I do every summer. But obviously, like everything else, it was canceled this year. So we did a version of it online instead, with a lot of the bands performing from home. And we would just stream one performance after another. And it was a lot of fun. And we did it weekly for, about 8 weeks, I think it was.
So, and that was during July, like usually?
The streaming has steadily gone down.
Oh, yeah.
The number of people streaming has gone like this.
Yeah.
So I kind of wish I'd started even a bit sooner to establish the base earlier, because now, I mean, on any given weekend, particularly Saturdays, is a nightmare for streaming. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of, DJs everywhere in the world doing this. So, I mean, as much fun as I have with the streams, and as everybody tunes in and they enjoy watching me, and it's our, a lot of it's our customers, and some other people have been tuning in from elsewhere, which is pretty exciting to see, because they could never normally join. But I realized that me DJing and doing a sort of, alternative music DJing thing, which is what I do, you could also watch a DJ do that in New York or in LA or in London and all these like real, Berlin and all these real cultural centers. Why is anybody going to watch me over watching, famous DJs also potentially DJing in a famous club and streaming that? I mean, I get it. I can't really compete with that sort of stuff. So I think as more and more people started to jump on board with the streaming, the competition, it's just like, it's like a piranha feeding frenzy all the time on the weekends. I mean, even weeknights now, you see people they're doing them on different nights, because there's just so much going on all the time with the streaming. But we do have a pretty steady fan base now. That's usually, we're looking usually more in the 50 to 60 range now, but it seems like it's growing again. It seems like it really tapered off when I think people were a bit exhausted with the streaming at first. But now I think, and there was such an explosion of options, but I think people seem to be a bit more discriminating on what they really want to see now and what they enjoy. And I feel like our pickup is just, it's nice right now. It does seem to be going up a little bit. We're seeing a lot more subscriptions than we've seen before. And we're seeing a lot of people tuning in from elsewhere and coming back every week. It's not just a random hop on. They come back, time and time again. So we've been keeping the streaming going while I'm DJing on Fridays live now at Dickens. So it's not just people in the room. There's, like I said, there's actual streaming happening, and that's kind of cool.
Yeah, stream fatigue has come up a few times on this show, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I was really interested in the streams at first too, but I admit I can't really. I mean, I do enough of it myself, but it's hard to just sit here and just watch even more now, It's too much.
Yeah, it seems like there's people really in the know and people really not in the know. Like, they're like, what's Twitch,
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for your time, and good luck with everything. I'm pumped to get back to work.
I was going to say, you're going to be in there finally. I mean, a lot of this is about getting people exactly like you back into work. It's not going to be a gold mine. It's not going to be a gold mine for anybody, but I think people need to understand that they don't necessarily realize right now that, reopening your business is, in some ways, it puts you in more jeopardy because it means that your expenses skyrocket. Like while we were closed, there was no payroll. We weren't bringing any food or liquor or any of the other expenses we would generally, generate on a weekly basis. But now that we're open again, all of that stuff has just gone through the roof. So at first, when we were announced that we were reopening, everybody's like, "Oh, what's happening? You're over the hump. You're through it." And I'm like, no. We're just going into it now. Actually, now we have to see if we can actually make a go of it being open with 80% reduced capacity. I mean, 80% reduced capacity.
God, that's what it is.
That's what it is. Our best case scenario is that we're going to be down 80%. That's best case scenario.
Wow. Unreal.
It's tough. So I keep saying to people, we really need to support. You can't sit back. And I know we're in kind of a honeymoon period right now where we've just reopened and everybody's excited and wants to support right off the bat. But that's got to keep going for this month, and it's going to keep going for next month and through the winter into the spring. And it's going to have to keep going until honestly, about a year. You can't sit back. If you feel you're at a point where you think, I haven't been to Dickens in a month, we're probably in trouble if that's the case. Because everybody's going to keep in their head, if you love Dickens and if you really, and the thing is, this goes for every other, venue in the same situation. I don't want to make it just about us. I mean, that's why I'm here. But, if you get complacent about it and stop thinking about it, we're really going to be in trouble really, really fast. Because if our best case scenario is to be down 80%, we need all of you out all the time. It's the only way.
So there is still some openings. Bands could get a hold of you to try to book some of these or did you already book them all?
Yeah, so dickensbookings@gmail.com, or people can just message me or Dickens on Facebook. I contacted a bunch of bands yesterday, but also obviously I made that post and I've gotten a lot of other responses since. It's going to be intense. Everybody is not going to get the late show. But the thing is, people used to clamor about having early shows. How many times did you hear, I wish the band would start playing at 7, or I wish the band would start playing at 8? Well, now's your time. Put your money where your mouth is. We're going to do some early shows, and let's see if you actually care about it.
Yeah. Very cool. And then if they want to check out the stream, is it just Dickens on Twitch? Dickens YYC?
Dickens YYC. Yeah, okay. Dickens YYC on Twitch. I usually post the web address on all of my posts about what we're doing on the weekends and that sort of thing. And you can also go to supportdickens.com, and we are taking tips or donations or whatever you might want to call it, because once again, we're down 80% at best right now. So anything will help keep us going until next year. It'll help keep all the staff in work, and it'll keep all of you being able to go to shows that you want to be able to go to. Because I can tell you, our calendar for like late 2021 and early 2022 looks amazing.
Yeah, just gotta
it looks amazing. Gotta get there. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for your time, and all the links will be in the description there, folks. And come on out to the shows and support.
Thanks very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Thanks to Chris for that. I hope everybody's pumped. Let's do it. Let's do some shows. I'm pumped. The phone has been ringing, so this is a sign. Like, it was not at all. So this is a good sign, everybody. It seems like everything's moving in a positive direction. So that's good. Well. Oh. Because we have this new sponsor, I wanted to just check out their website. It's awesome. Yeah, New Level. They're like metal branded beer. It's awesome. Check out their website. There's the brothers, Drew. Sorry, was it Drew and the Ross brothers? They set me up with some Wizard's Revenge strawberry milkshake. Pinball Wizard, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Raspberry milkshake sour. Rick said that was super sour. I didn't get any of that. And some Berserker Blonde. And some Hellion Lager. I think there was one more, but yeah, no, thanks to them, it was... Stuff's great. I got to sit down with my buddy Mark Russell. He, Dickens has Hellion on tap. That was my favorite. That was the good one for me. That stuff's 4.5, so you can drink that all night and be cool. Not to drive ever. So I got to sit down with Mark Russell. I got a hold of him this morning, and he was into it. So we talked for a little bit. They're having their CD release right this minute in Lethbridge. I think he's just like spinning the record at a club. I don't think they're actually playing and stuff, but yeah, check it out. Okay, everybody, I'm here with Mr. Mark Russell. How you doing today, man?
How's it going, Nate? Thanks for having me.
Really good. Nice to see you after so long.
Yeah, it's been too long.
Yeah.
Next time I see you, I'll wrap my arms around your big, beautiful body in a safe manner.
All right, I love it. Citizen Rage has been busy during all this. You guys have your CD release tonight in Lethbridge, right?
Yes, sir. We're dropping the new Black EP on Wasted Wax Records. Tonight we're going to do a small little release party with all the homies in Lethbridge, and tomorrow night in Medicine Hat.
Ah, very cool. A double header. Hitting the
we try to do
eastern
world
Alberta.
tours when we go out, right?
Sorry?
We try to do world tours when we go out.
Yeah. LA and MH.
Yep. World tour.
Very cool. So I noticed that you color your EPs. This is, was this the fifth color, fourth color? How many EPs is this now?
This is number 6.
Number 6. So what did I see? You have a pink, blue, yellow. What am I missing?
Red. So it goes, it's our first one's red, second one's blue, third one's green, fourth one's yellow, fifth one's electric pink, sixth one's black. And then we have 3 more on the go.
Nice. And 5 or 6 tunes each?
Yeah, we try to do 4 songs for every EP. Try to keep it the same format. Just try to pump songs out.
Oh, very cool. Where'd you record this EP?
This one was recorded with our buddy Jamie Kovlowski at Prohibitor Studios. We actually recorded this almost 2 years ago.
Oh.
We recorded a whole bunch of songs because Jason, our old drummer, he was leaving the band at the time, and we just wanted to get him on one last recording. A lot of them were new at the time, and it just kind of sat there. And then, we decided we were going to do something with them. So we picked the 4 best ones. I went with the Black EP. So the Black EP kind of states not just, what's going on right now, but it also states that Citizen Rage is putting away a little bit of our past, a little bit of our old members, and we brought in some new guys to shine some new light on this.
Oh yeah, very interesting. I always screw this up. We should say who else is in the band. Who is in your current lineup right now?
Right now, the current lineup is Chase Hamilton on drums. We got Sean Adam on guitar, and then Mikey Bastard bass, Ross Ferguson guitar, and myself on vocals.
Very cool. Chase is a friend of the show. He's been working with us lately. He's a good guy.
Chase, he's an amazing kid, man. Other than he can't fit anywhere, he's pretty rad human.
Yeah, I know. It's funny having him in my little room here. We have to fold up to get in here.
Yeah, you guys like interlocking knees and fingers and toes and shit?
No, we're socially distant, but it's still hard.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, real quick here, we're going to watch the trailer. It's for Dreams, right?
Yes, the trailer we're about to show you is for the video Dreams, which is coming out October 3rd. This song I wrote the guitar, and I wrote the whole track and brought it to the guys, and they clearly made it way better. And the song is about dying in your sleep and having a panic attack about it.
Whoa.
Yeah, and we shot this all ourselves. We wanted to direct it all ourselves and make sure, because, you know, as a band, you're trying to do lyric videos and you have to search for stock footage everywhere. Nate from Octave Studios was just like, just go film your own stuff. And we did, and that's what we're going to do from now on. And yeah, this is Dreams. It's on the Black EP from Wasted Wax Records.
Cool. We'll be right back.
Or this is the trailer.
The trailer for Dreams. Yeah.
Trailer.
We'll be right back. Hells yeah, there's a little taste of Dreams off the Black EP coming out. Well, the CD premieres tonight, right? But the video's coming out next week, correct?
Yeah, you bet. So the the EP is released on wastedwaxrecords.com right now, and we've got it streaming for digital sales on Bandcamp. And the 2 release shows. Cool.
Fucking rights. So the Black EP, that's not the end then, or is this is Citizen Rage winding down, or?
Oh no.
Like you say, you're just putting some of the past away and moving forward.
Yeah, I forgot to mention too. I produced this album with a good friend of mine, Rob Lawless, at the Physics Lab in Edmonton, and he's going to be on board with us for the next 3 EPs as well. So the next EP, I think we're going to go with, it's orange, really dark orange.
Nice.
And then we're going to do purple, and then I think a white one.
Yeah.
And then we're going to try to do some sort of full length so we can move forward and make some bigger albums.
Rob, he was the singer of Fuckered, right?
He was, yeah. And now he's drumming in the Real Sickies. And they're on Stomp Records. They're actually killing it right now.
Oh, yeah. I think I mixed them once as him on drums. He's a savage on drums, too. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, Rob was a pro to work with. I had to do a lot of the stuff myself, and he walked me through everything. And he's been a good homie for about 10 plus years now.
Yeah, very cool. It seems like he has a really dope setup up there in Edmonton, too, for the studio stuff.
Yeah, he works at the Physics Lab, and the Physics Lab's been doing stuff for a long time. Even when I was in BDFM, going out there to track with Fuckered.
Oh.
Yeah, they sound so good. Anything that comes out of there is...
Yeah, for sure. That Fuckered record is still in top rotation for me.
Yeah, me too. Heavy, very heavy.
Cool. So I safe travels. Keep your stick on the ice, as they say, out in Lethbridge and Medicine Hat.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, best of luck with the new EP, and maybe we could have you back quickly once we're able to drop the new video.
Yeah, that'd be great. let me go out to Lethbridge and Medicine Hat here, drop some stuff, potentially smash some Nazis' faces, and then I'll come back and talk to you with some new fucking videos.
Wouldn't that be funny if they showed up, eh?
Right? I'm fingers crossed.
Yeah, they don't know who they're dealing with.
They don't. They underestimate how many, like, you know, I've got some homies coming. Some, like, homies, underground homies.
Very cool. All right, well, this is Silent Army by Citizen Rage. Thanks, Mark.
Hey, thanks, Nate. Thank you so much for everything.
Peace.
Ciao, brother.
Wow, all kinds of nostalgia in that video. Holy. Yeah. I miss all that stuff. All right, well, that's cool. We'll do it next year. It sounds like we'll start slow here, and if everybody can keep their shit together and stay in their own lane and fucking do all the right things, and hopefully we'll be doing this next summer for realsies. Wouldn't that be neat? Okay. That's about all I got. I mean, I don't know. Tell your friends. Please tell your friends. Tell them to watch. I'm trying to do these every Friday, win, lose, or draw. and tell everybody to log in to whatever and subscribe. That makes me look like I'm really cool. And take a live call. Whoa. We can't. Maybe I should take a live call. I don't know. Not tonight. Good idea, though. Yeah, so I'm going to play some commercials. Check us out everywhere. Sign up for all our stuff. Push us. Thanks to Taylor for being on. Thanks to Chris for being on. And Mark Russell and the Citizen Rage crew. I'm going to go cry now because of that video. I was like, oh, loud as hell. Ah! See y'all soon.
And thank you for trying to bring back that spirit. It's going to take lots of people pulling together to do it.
This is going to be awesome. Why does it taste like that?
We've never seen anything like that. You mean a drag king? Whatever disease you get from putting your ass to toilet seat, that guy's out there.
Your roof is an important part of keeping you and your family safe. No Pain Roofing guarantees no pains when it comes to repairing, replacing, and installing your roofing materials. We make exterior renovations painless. Visit nopainroofing.ca for more information.
Hey everybody, I don't know if you're all still there. I forgot to mention that I've always wanted to do this in this, like from day one with this show, where have like a live musical guest, and live. So all my live stuff is pre-taped. But anyways, tomorrow I'm going down to Slaughterhouse Studios, and I got a couple bands. I don't want to put it out yet, but excuse me. We're getting together, and we're gonna shoot a tune or two to have like live local musical acts on the show. So stay tuned for that. It's gonna be super awesome. I'm excited. If anybody has any ideas for anything, just email gettinglatewithnate@gmail.com. Just email me there, and like if you want to be a band and come on or whatever, yeah. Or if you have any ideas at all, love to hear critiques. Send me hate mail there. I love it. So here's some credits. Thanks, everybody.